Hey guys, how's it going? What's up, sports fans? Hopefully, you're enjoying your day. Now, with the NBA All Star game now in the rearview mirror, we're looking at the sprint towards the playoffs in the NBA. Most teams have about 23 to 25 games left in their year. So, like I said, 82 game season, down to about the last quarter of it. Now the sprint begins. Now, the trade deadline was just one moment in terms of improving your team. Now we're going to talk about the other aspect, which is the buyout market. That's usually the period that comes after trade deadline once everything settles down. Teams kind of assess where they are. Now you look at your roster and you figure out what minor move could we make to improve our team a little bit more to help us get over the hump, whether it is outside the play-in tournament into the play-in tournament, in the play-in tournament into the top six, where now you're safely into the playoffs without going through the play-in tournament. If you're outside the top three, maybe there's a move out there that pushes you into the top three. Moves like that. Also, if you're a team towards the bottom, you want to help out your little draft position. The dirty word tank. You use the buyout market, move a couple of guys out, hopefully to push yourself further towards the bottom. That's basically what it is. So, for example, because you'll see different, types of players that will hit the buyout market. Player A would be just acquired during the trade deadline, but you don't necessarily have a fit on your new team. That team will then buy you out. That way you're not just going to sit there to not play. They, may have a young team that they're trying to get gelled together, and maybe your presence might interrupt that. That team buys you out. You're now free to go wherever and play. The player B would be you're kind of a role player that was brought in before the season started and it just didn't work. So trade deadline comes and goes. You know, still not a fit. Maybe, the team brought in pieces that are an improvement over you. You get bought out because that's just them correcting a wrong from earlier in the season. Player C would be aging veteran on a team that's obviously gone in a different direction, probably a lot younger. You're like the last guy holding on from the previous iteration of the team. Coming out to the end of your contract, so now it's easier for the team to move on from you. Instead of waiting for the offseason, they buy you out, give you a chance to catch on with a team that might be in a better position, where you might get more playing time, whatever. Maybe just a better situation for you, the player. Team buys you out. That's probably the three categories a lot of these players will fall into that get bought out. Then the last aspect of it is contract wise, what does it mean? So up until the trade deadline, you're getting paid by previous team, current team, whatever. They moved on from you. You still got that money in your pocket. If you were traded, you went somewhere else. They don't want to keep you, buy you out. Now you latch onto a new team because you've been paid so well over the course of the season. Maybe that team only has, a certain amount that they can offer you. You take it to finish out the year, then you worry about your next deal in the offseason. So just want to explain really quickly what the buyout market was. Now we have seen some action within the market already. Most notably, Westbrook, who was with the Lakers, traded to the Jazz, obviously was never going to play there. Jazz bought him out. Looks like he's going back to LA, but to the Clippers. Interesting move. The Clippers did move on from John Wall, who was their, backup point guard, starter point guard at times that they brought in the previous offseason, hopefully to catch lightning in the bottle with him. Obviously didn't work because they moved him to Houston for, was it Eric Gordon? So Westbrook would basically fill the John Wall role with the Clippers. Once again, that's reportedly. Things could change, but it seems like that's where he's going. Now, what exactly does that mean for the Clippers? Let me pull up the standings right now. So looking at the Clippers, we gotta go to the West here. Here we go. The Clippers are sitting in fourth. So as I explained earlier, right now they'd get a home playoff advantage as the 4 seed in the first round. At this point they'd play the Suns, which we know just got Kevin Durant, the trade deadline. So the Clippers are obviously looking to improve their position. Can they catch Sacramento? Possibly. That's probably what they're looking at. Ty Lue, those guys. They maybe want to avoid Phoenix in the first round. Easiest way to do that, move up from fourth. Or I guess get, jumped by Phoenix. Hopefully Phoenix jumps Sacramento, whatever. But obviously the Clippers want to move up from 4. So can Westbrook, I guess, give them a better version of what they got from John Wall, who I did like that move early in the season. He seemed like he fit. Obviously, the Clippers found him expendable to move on from him to get Eric Gordon. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Clippers do with him. Does he go back to the bench role that he started thriving in with LA? I think I saw a report that he supposedly will start with the Clippers. So if he does start with the Clippers, does that make Westbrook happier? Thus, you get a better version of Westbrook. And if you do that, looking at Westbrook, Kawhi, if he stays healthy, Paul George, if he stays healthy, with an Eric Gordon coming off the bench, Bones Highland coming off the bench, Clippers are not a bad team. Now, of course, that's going to be predicated off of how good Westbrook looks, and like I said, the health of Kawhi and Paul George. Another name that was on the buyout market, Kevin Love. I believe the reports are he's going to the Heat. Now, this one's a little bit more interesting because this one, like I said, falls under I think it's category C, I believe. But either way, it's another category where Kevin Love's been with the Cavs for how long? Like 6-7 years now. He was on that team that won it when they had LeBron, Kyrie. Those two have gone. Kevin Love was the only one there. Seemed like Kevin Love was going to get bought out probably last year, maybe the year before, or traded, but he hung in there. Now this offseason, you bring in Donovan Mitchell. It's obvious the direction of the team. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Mobley, Jared Allen. That's like your key group. Kevin Love at this point was, I guess, just a veteran presence. So now he moves on. He goes to a Heat team, reportedly. The Heat sitting at 7th. The Heat are looking at this like, hey, we get Kevin Love. He still has something left in the tank because Kevin Love can still knock down a 3. He can still get your rebounds. He can still do those outlet passes and all that. I mean, the Heat aren't necessarily a running team, but he can fit there. You could have lineups with Adebayo in the middle, Love at the 4, Butler at the 3, Hero at the 2, I guess Lowry at the 1, or was it Gabe Vincent at the 1? Okay. Is that good enough to catch the Knicks? Maybe even get past the Nets? Possibly. Because Brooklyn, we don't know. We still have to see how this group post Durant, post Kyrie over this 20 plus game run. How good can they actually be? So when you look at the East, everybody says Celtics, Bucks, clear 1 and 2. I feel like in terms of the number 3, there's several teams you can throw out there. The Sixers the third best team? Is Cleveland the third best team? Do you believe in this group of wing players that the Nets have? Jock Vaughn quickly, sign a long-term extension to be the coach of the Nets. So now he's going to be tasked with getting all these guys minutes, making them effective, hopefully staying in the top 6. The Knicks, who have been kind of up and down all season, are they on the upward trajectory? And can they stay in the top 6? But if not, can the Heat, like I said, crash the party, get the top 6, not have to worry about the play-in tournament? And can Kevin Love push them over that hump? Then finally we have Patrick Beverley, who says he's going back home. He's going to join the Bulls once he's bought out from, I believe it was Orlando. And then the Bulls are in that other situation where they're sitting outside the play-in tournament. They just came out with the news that Lonzo Ball's basically going to have to be shut down for the rest of the season. The news of Lonzo Ball troubling because it seems like the Bulls don't necessarily know how to get him healthy. So this could be a situation where Lonzo Ball's body may be done. For a young guy, not what you want to hear. He was a big part of what the Bulls were hoping to have this season, and it just hasn't happened. So Ball's gone for the season. Need a point guard. I'm sure the Bulls are probably in on Westbrook, but if Westbrook's looking at it, he'd rather be with the Clippers than Chicago, of course. So Beverley, he's going there. Can Beverley and his defensive presence elevate the Bulls from outside the play-in to in the play-in? Now, Beverly's not the type who's going to get them from 11th to 6th. I don't see that. Not at all. Unless you're going to get a complete collapse from Toronto, Washington, Atlanta, Miami, New York, Brooklyn. That's what it would take. So for Chicago, play-in tournament is their ceiling. Do you feel better about the Bulls today? I mean, at least Beverly's going to be available, whereas Lonzo Ball, is gone for the year. But is Beverly enough of a change to get you into the top 10 now? I don't know. That would depend on your feelings, like I said, about the Raptors, the Wizards, I guess the Hawks. I feel like the Heat are safe. So if one of those 3 teams struggle enough over this 20-plus game stretch, could the Bulls replace one of them? I guess. But we'll have to see. Then the final name I want to talk about that, we haven't necessarily heard the plans for yet, but John Wall. We know John Wall's not staying in Houston. Not at all. So he'll get bought out. Where does he go? We know he's not going back to Clippers. Would he go to the Lakers? I don't see that. Could he go to the Heat? Join Kevin Love there. Maybe he's an upgrade over Kyle Lowry, which I've said several times on here. The Heat need to do something about the Kyle Lowry situation. I get it. He's this, great locker room vet, all that. On the court, rough. Especially once we get into the playoffs, it'll look even worse because Lowry looks like a guy whose legs might be failing from underneath him. So a lot of times when we get to the playoffs, he's short on a lot of jump shots, which is his purpose in Miami, to knock down a 3 when defenses, pay attention to Butler and Adebayo kick out. Lowry might get you 1 or 2 a game, but he's not he shouldn't be starting for you. Let's be honest. Could John Wall go there and be an upgrade over Kyle Lowry? I think he could. Only issue once again is I feel like Wall fits in a run and gun type of situation where, rebound, you get it to him, he's up the court, boom. I don't see the Heat playing that way. So if he doesn't go to the Bulls, where could he go? Maybe he stays out west. Now, where? I don't know. Like, the Pelicans? You got Alvarado. I mean, Wall with a Pelicans team where you have like Valanciunas, Zion when he comes back, Brandon Ingram. That wouldn't be bad, to be honest with you. Maybe look out for the Pelicans there. I may have just talked myself into that. How about Phoenix? Phoenix doesn't have a point guard on the roster, I don't believe. Oh, wait, they have Chris Paul. What am I talking about? I mean, Chris Paul's another guy who late in the year has broken down. So can you get John Wall there? I know they have campaign, but I'm not a campaign guy. Wall would be an upgrade of a campaign. I don't think there's anybody out there who would disagree with that. So could he go to Phoenix? That wouldn't be a bad, post All-Star edition to go with Durant, got Booker, Chris Paul, and all that. I guess that'd be my team out west and in the east that I could see John Wall going to, but we'll have to see who makes the move for him. But definitely, let me know your thoughts on the buyout market down in the comment section. Do you think Westbrook makes a difference for the Clippers? I actually have that as a poll question on my channel. So after you watch this, leave your opinion on the poll because I have it as absolutely, not really, kind of the same, and absolutely not, Westbrook's cooked. So make sure you vote on the poll. Would really appreciate it. Obviously, after you like and subscribe to the video. But yeah, so let me know what you think about the moves. Maybe you could throw in there a destination for John Wall. I would love to hear what you guys think. Like I said, I have Phoenix for the West and the Bulls in the East, I think. No, not the Bulls, the Heat, sorry. So let me know if you see him going anywhere else. But, appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll do another video, probably go up later today on the All-Star break, have some thoughts on that. So definitely look out for that. But I appreciate it again. Be safe out there. God bless. And I'll catch you in the next video. All right. Have a good one.